And we are back in St. George, Utah. We have a special guest today. This is Macchi C202 Folgore. We have Derek Micko, and he is a scratch builder from Scottsdale, Arizona. Derek, tell us about your planes.
So these are what I kind of call my Park Flyer series. They're about 30 to 27 inches in wingspan. And what's nice about them is if you build light, you can get them underneath the 250 gram minimum that you require for the FAA. So you can take these out to a park and fly them within the regulation. Both of them are powered with a 24 gram motor, 1700 kV, spinning 8 by 4.5 by 3 bladed propellers.
Wow.
Both the models are either available or will still be available from Manzano Laser Works. They carry my line of this series as well as some of my bigger airplanes.
Yeah.
And I kind of like to design in what looks like a large free flight model. So I've got a 60-inch I-16 Rata, I've got a Hurricane, a Bearcat, a big 109, Dornier 335, so just kind of a wide variety of different airplanes. And I like to try and choose the ones that are not as overly modeled.
Yeah, like how many folks could say they've seen an Macchi 202? Now there's a larger scale version out floating around. I don't know who built it, but yeah, I mean these are just beautiful. So talk a little bit about how you built these.
So I drew up the plans in CAD, and all the parts are laser cut, like I said, from Manzano. The spinners are from Rabid Models.
Okay.
He does really nice work on 3D printing them. You can smooth them out. You know, you get kind of that printed ridge. You can just put them in a drill and smooth them on out.
Yeah.
The models themselves are covered in tissue paper that's been printed onto. So you actually slide it through your inkjet printer, and then you got to seal it if you don't have.
Wait! You slide the paper through an inkjet?
Yeah, so you would actually take your sheet of tissue and use spray adhesive to stick it to a standard sheet of paper, and then that gets pushed through your printer.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy!
I've got so if you go to Fun Scale Models on YouTube, I've got a couple of videos on how I cover these airplanes, and how to do the 3D or the printed tissue, as well as I did a full build thread of videos on the P-40.
Sure. We're going to put a link down in the comments section, and we're going to put a little subscribe chingadera in the video. I don't even know how to describe it, but yeah. So this is a P-40E
C
Warhawk,
the early version.
Or I'm sorry, it's a what model?
The C.
C model. I apologize. Okay, C model.
You can get the plans and the tissue templates for free on modelaviation.com. So
there you go.
Just search underneath my name, Derek Micko. You'll be able to find that and some of my other designs as well.
The official publication of the AMA.
Yes, that's
correct. And again, this is the Macchi C202 Folgore. Now, just real quick before we go, just a brief history of of each aircraft. You know, like start with the Macchi, let's say.
So the Macchi 202 was a variation of the next evolution in the line of the 200 series. So the 200 actually had a radial engine.
This looks like it has a V engine of some sort up front.
Yes, so they did a license built from the German Daimler-Benz DB601.
Okay.
And that powered this airplane. So
sounds familiar.
One of their top aircraft during World War II.
Sure.
It did really well against the Hurricanes and some of the earlier versions of British fighter planes.
This aircraft right here did.
The Macchi.
Okay. Yep.
But when it came up against the P-40, they were actually pretty evenly matched, and quite
really
often, the P-40 would come out on the topper end.
So we have a couple of now. Granted, this one's the P-40 is in American Volunteer Group colors. However, these two fought against each other.
Yeah, the British used the P-40. The E's and the C's and the E's versions out in North Africa.
Sure, and loved them.
Yeah.
Couldn't get enough of them.
It was they basically compared it to a Ferrari and a Ford. And the Ford was a little bit more dependable than the Ferrari.
Yeah, and you were saying the other day that that the Macchi or the Macchi perhaps was a bit fragile, right? The dust and the sand and.
Yep. They suffered a lot of mechanical and maintenance issues.
Sure.
And the Italian Air Force also struggled to get the appropriate parts to the men in the field as well. So while they had a fair number of them, most of them were grounded due to some sort of issue.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. Thank you, Derek, so much for your brief tour of your fine models. I'm sure folks are going to love it. So thanks again for allowing me to take a little bit of your time, and let's get flying. All right. We're Derek Micko of Scottsdale, Arizona. These are just beautiful little balsa covered with tissue covered models. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Cheers and all the best from Just Wing It. We're at the John Morgan Electric Funfly in beautiful St. George, Utah. Cheers, everybody.